Tim Tialdo alongside NPC Nebraska Chairman Jack Titone here at the IFBB Omaha Pro and NPC Duel of Champions. Jack, this was one of the best shows we've been to in quite a while. Kind of like the St. Louis. I mean, the crowd was crazy tonight.
It was little, we weren't expecting this turnout. We kind of knew that it was going to be a good show leading into it, and then we kind of all got a little disappointed when we saw our pro turnout, the pro list posted this week. And we were thinking we'd get about 100 pros, and we got about 60 pros. We knew our NPC numbers were going to be good, and then check-in happened, and we got bombarded, and we surpassed our NPC numbers from last year by 50%. Yeah. Once again, the NPC is in a new demographic in Nebraska, and our numbers are growing. We had a crazy, crazy attendance tonight of standing room only. We had Lee Haney in here, we had Linda Murray in here, we had Branch Warren in here, we had Adela Garcia in here, we had other pros in here, we had Brandon Rake pop in, some other pros that I'm sure I'm going to forget because they heard the hype. And you know what, the people in Nebraska didn't let us down. And the funny thing about it, Tim, is that Nebraska not a big demographic type of town, but you had the Shriner Circus going on the same night. Right next to us, believe it, elephants and monkeys running down the street. You had a policeman's convention going on, something else big, and we were able to pull the numbers we did, and it was crazy. And Ann and I are very, very thankful and very, very lucky. Yes.
Well, and regardless of that pro turnout, even though you wanted 100, we got 60. A lot of people showed up. There were competitors from 12 countries. Let's talk about those pros. I mean, there were some really good ones here.
Yeah, great point. I missed that. Omaha was represented by 11, 12 different countries. And, as you and I were laughing on Friday night at check-in, when I'm running some people out of the check-in area, we had a lot of interpreters in there because a lot of people couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
That was a little unique in itself to deal with. But it was great, and it was well received. A lot of folks said it was the best show they've ever attended. I'm sure a lot of people say that to all the promoters, but when the show is done and I got people that didn't even place top 5 and they're coming up and grabbing me, wanting to take pictures and thanking me, I take that to heart that they're pretty much telling me the truth, that they enjoyed themselves. And that means a lot to Ann and I. And it tells us we're doing it right, and that's what I want to continue to do.
Pretty neat in the 212 division. Tricky Jackson's in there. We're thinking, man, he might take it. But then from Bulgaria, Dobromir Delev comes in and just smokes everybody. Looks great.
Yeah, everybody knows Tricky. Tricky's fantastic, got great lines. He's one of your smaller 212 guys, and that's always going to hurt him. In a bigger 212 class, he's going to give up a lot of size, and he did to this kid. And I knew a little bit about him because he works with Chad Nichols, and Chad Nichols was showing me some pictures of him a few weeks ago, and I thought he looked crazy. I questioned the fact that he was a 212 guy. And as you can see today, after weigh-in, he just blew up, and he kept some really good lines. It isn't like he got distended or blown out. He looked fantastic, and he was the clear-cut winner today. Tricky was second, and our third place winner did a good job. His name slips, the Swede, I believe.
Oh yeah, the Swede. Yeah, it slips my mind as well.
Even
though I had to say it.
You're not doing your job very well.
Apparently, I'm not. Let's move into figure here. We had a huge class, 28 girls. A lot of familiar names there, but Ivana Ivusic comes out of nowhere and kind of takes the title there.
Yeah, Ivana every so often will judge our shows here in Nebraska, and I've been able to watch her. Obviously competing against my wife, and I've been able to see her judging my shows, and I'm noticing that she kept getting better. She kept refining her waist. She kept getting a little bit bigger in her legs when her legs were a little bit smaller. Her conditioning kept getting better. She worked on her hairstyle. She worked on her posing, and she was doing the social media thing that everybody was taking aware of her changes. And she came in this show, and obviously being the promoter, this is my opinion. I didn't judge her, but in my opinion, she was the clear-cut winner. It wasn't even close. I thought she was the clear-cut winner with beauty, hair, and makeup, her physique, her conditioning. A lot of people thought maybe she was too hard. I didn't think so because I thought she had a great round fullness to her with that conditioning. And I thought that made the difference where some other girls were probably equally as hard, but not as round and full. And that's what probably hurt them. Ivana's going to Olympia. She asked me what she thought she should do. She's scheduled to do Toronto. And I said, if you got your contract in, do Toronto. But it's always nice going into the Olympia with a win. versus going into the Olympia taking second or third. But she's a good kid. She looked fantastic. That whole lineup was stacked with 28 figure pros or 30 pros. I'm sorry.
Sure.
And it made it tough for the judges. I thought you saw a lot of call-outs and a lot of moving around today. The judges did their due diligence and spent a good 40 minutes in that lineup. And when they did their confirmation round, you had people like Julie Mayer in there, and you had Ivana in there, and I think they were the clear 1-2 people they were looking at, with a good Shia Boone, who took third. And I've always liked her lines, and I think we had a fantastic top 3.
Yeah. Now, we had 2 other great classes tonight. We had women's physique, had 10 competitors in there, and then also women's bodybuilding. But let's talk physique real quick. Leila Thompson comes out there. Really kind of comes out of nowhere and really looks, I mean, she was pretty shredded tonight.
Easily the best conditioned and put together physique athlete out there tonight. I thought she made it very easy for the judges, in my opinion. Also had a very good posing routine, and she pulled it off with the muscularity, the conditioning, the hair, the makeup. Clearly the winner, in my opinion.
And then we go to bodybuilding. Now, we had women from 5 countries. A lot of great competitors. 2 girls from the UK. One takes it in Lisa Cross. I call her Barbie. She's got pigtails, man. She looked really good up there. She had great posing.
Yeah, this, we didn't have a big turnout of female bodybuilding, but the people that did sign up for this show, everybody that follows female bodybuilding knew that it was going to be very close, and any one of these 10 or 11 girls could have won this show, depending on who nailed their condition, who nailed their water. And I thought we saw some very good competition. Cross.
Monique Jones.
Certainly
had a lot of muscle.
Christine Enville from Australia. And, our best poser,
Margie Martin.
Looked fantastic. She won the Best Poser Award, but it was very close. It was closer than most people think on that scoring, because a lot of those girls brought their A game. And the female bodybuilders did not disappoint in their conditioning. And it was a very good turnout in the lineup for the judges to judge.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, there were a lot of great pros here tonight. Now, you and I have been, we've known each other for 10 years. We started off in St. Louis with a show of 50 people.
Right.
You've grown that show to almost 700 people. This show was 300 tonight, and then we had crossovers. And it continues to grow here, I believe, in Nebraska, just because of what you see tonight. A lot of good pros and a lot of good quality people coming in.
Yeah, a lot of years ago, I jumped in. I've said this too many times that people probably get sick of hearing it, but I'm going to say it again. And 10 years ago, I had a conversation with Jim Mannion and some other people that, why weren't we in certain demographics? Des Moines, Omaha, even St. Louis. St. Louis didn't have the shows for a lot of years, and I knew that it had a big following of weightlifters and bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts, and we've been able to go into these markets that no one's been into and grow the market. Here we are in Omaha, Nebraska. Everybody knows about their football program. Why would you not think it couldn't grow bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Just based off their football and weightlifting program in this area. And I think tonight we've probably shown that.
Yeah, and it's doing great, and especially if you're watching from the Midwest or even the Nebraska area, you're thinking about competing, but you don't know much about it. Come to one of these shows. You're really going to get a great experience. You're going to learn a lot more about it. But wrapping up here at the IFBB Omaha Pro with Jack Titone, NPC Nebraska Chairman, I'm Tim Tialdo. See you soon.